Hey, what you doing out there? Hey, you. What you doing out there? What's more? I bet that's what you do. Bow, bow, bow. Hey, you. What you doing out there? Hey, you. How you doing out there? Hey, you. What you doing out there? Let's get your magic going, boo. Hey, you. Let's rock and roll. Hey, you. Let's rock and roll. Hey, you. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Bring it down to the town of Bel Air. Here we go. Everybody's there. Hey, you. What you doing out there? Oh. Open your windows. Open your doors. Get magic going and let it soar. Come on. Let's go. Oh. Believe in your own magic. Believe in your own gifts. Believe in your own power and let it rip. Here we go now. Hey, you, what you doing out there? Hey, you, are you ready to get it on? Hey, you, are you ready to let that earth magic shine down on you? Hey, you. What's up, Creative Collective? My name is Sir David Suits Healy, and it's February, what's the date? 13th? 13th! Man, we're having a great show tonight. We're going to talk about honoring those who passed. We're going to talk about honoring those who we love, and honoring those who we've loved that have passed, and how not to make this Valentine's Day a sad day, but a day of remembrance and honor. We have some great things for what's in the box. We've got the Quantum Oracle we're going to be messing with. We've got the Healing Energy Oracle, which we've used before. So we're bringing that out. We got some other stuff. We got some messages from Spirit. As y'all, many of y'all may know, my mother passed away this weekend. So if y'all can just keep my family and our friends and your thoughts, prayers, concerns, intentions. I'm gonna dedicate this show to her and her memory. Because she taught me the most important thing, and that is how to be a sacred rebel, but also to believe in your own magic, and how to use energy for the right reasons. And so we're going to be working with that stuff today, and I hope y'all enjoy it. All right, so here we go. Y'all ready? Here we go now. Thank you, Joshua. Up, boom. We got the calm before the storm. All right, so the calm. I breathe life and grow the light within me. So this is very hard for a lot of people. When you're dealing with tragedy on any kind of aspect, you've got to be aware that some people aren't going to be calm. They're going to be really mad and really angry and like, oh, yeah, brother, let me tell you something. You know, like that. Like old school 1988 WWF, not WWE, but WWF. Very big difference. So the calm, I breathe life and grow life within me. Life and light. It's very important because you hear these words and you're like, well, they're just words. Words. Y'all know where that's from? Come on, anybody know where that's from? Give me a hint. Give me a hint. Break me off a piece of that hint bar. Okay. But anyway, the calm. I breathe life and grow that light within me. I grow that light and I grow that life within me. That's important. When we're investigating, right? When we're working with people, right? We have to remember that we are breeding a light and a life within them. They are coming to us, right? Or we are investigating. I have a call right now that I have to get back to in the near future. The person called me just frantic. But again, I like I said, I just lost my mother, and heaven, source, God, get an angel. So we have to remember to do this, to do one thing at a time and focus on the present moment. So when we are working, we have to learn how to do that. you may get 5,000 different messages at once, like boom, 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 and you're like, whoa, well, I'll just send a message. I've got like 5 messages. I'll eat one, right? And some people get over. I used to do that. I would talk to people, and I would get like, oh, this, and they would be so inundated, right, that there was no sense of calm. And so some people be down for it, right? Some people be like, oh, that's so cool. I'm so glad I like came here and I got this, that, these, and those. And it was awesome. And I got on my horse and I started riding and I started dancing. And this is a beautiful picture. Reminds me of every couple. If you look at here, it's a lot like the horse, right? Our favorite horse that we have. It's all about balance. It's all about balance. My mother, my father used to say one thing: put the relationship first. Put the relationship first. And we have to learn when we're working that we have to do that as well. We have to put the relationship we have with source, with universe, with our client first. If I'm having a bad day because I got up and stepped on a Lego, right? I haven't had that experience yet, but I know it's coming down the pipe. I know it is. The joys of being intuitive, right? Or that might be just common sense. Stepping on a Lego or a toy because your kid left it out, that's going to be something. That's going to be something. And so we can't bring that emotional weight into our reading or into our investigation. So we have to bring that calm in. Very, very important. So I cast off my doubts. I cast off my stress. I cast off my anger. I cast off my resentments, my rages, and you can insert whatever you want to cast off. But it's true. I cast off my doubts. All fear dissipates, and I find peace in my being. All right. The next card we have is the here and now. Now we have the green, which was the heart, right? So we got the heart. Boom, boom, ba-dum, 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 right? Next thing we're going to go is to our blue, so our throat. Now, when we lose somebody, right, we have to think about this. They're going someplace a lot better than where we currently are, right? They're going someplace, woohoo, right? Someplace much, much better. So the future does not exist. And the past is gone, or as William Faulkner, the past not even the past yet, right? Is that right? Is that the quote? I focus on the present moment. I have confidence in life again. So as we are investigating, as we're working with people, if we're telling stories, focus and have confidence in your life, in the current here and now. Because here and now, there is no danger. There's only love. There's only light. Everything will happen when my soul is ready for it to happen. A lot of people will be very upset. They're trying to get pregnant, or they're like, that person hasn't come into my life yet, and I'm pushing 40, or I'm pushing like 37 or 36, depending on like what frantically age you think that you should be in a relationship. And I just don't know what's going on. I'm so scared. I'm so upset. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Right? But they're focusing on the future and not the now. So use your voice properly and correctly. And when you're during the time of this February, where it's a month of love and honoring love and looking at what love is, truly what love is, not what the media has made love, not what TV and Facebook and, like I told you, I got Virginia that, I've all seen it on TikTok. It's this beautiful flower and like this looks like, capsule of for Beauty and the Beast. It was the biggest POS I've ever had in my life. One part came broken. But we all want to like, oh, it's so beautiful. It's a sign of this. It's a sign of that. And we want to give it. We want to give it, but we don't know how to give it sometimes. We don't know how to give love. We sure as hell don't know how to receive love, right? We don't know how to get on the horse. We got to get on the horse, right? We got to get on the horse, right? We can't fight over the pearl, right? We can't fight over the pearl. We've got to work with the dragon. We got to work with the horse. We got to have that horsepower, right? We got to have that balance. Very, 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 very important. All right. So here and now. All right, here we go. Ready? Oh, look at that. Let's take action. So the red, so we talk about grounding and root, the root chakra. My divine action incites love and harmony. So if your action does not incite love and harmony, it is not action. It is something else. I'm aware of my thoughts and I'm driven by the positive forces. Are you driven by your positive force? What is driving you today and tomorrow? What is driving you? Ask yourself, what is driving me tonight? Right? What is driving me tonight? It's very, very important. You have to ask yourself, what is driving me tonight? What is driving me tonight? Who is driving me? Right? My divine action incites love and harmony. If your action is not inciting love and harmony, ask yourself, what am I doing? Am I doing something for me? Just for me, or am I doing something for the universe and the world? A lot of times people won't let go. This stuff happens a lot. And this can happen when your person's still here on this earth, and it can happen when they're gone. And you don't know how to let go of them. And you have to learn, if you set something free and it returns, it's meant to be. You cannot hold something down. You cannot. You have to let it go. You have to burn that frankincense and that myrrh, and you have to find out, what works for you and what doesn't work for you, right? If we engage the calm, right? We engage that heart. In my pocket right now, right? Let's just pull some stones out. I'm going to show you. Look at that beautiful piece of fluorite, right? The student, always the student, right? Always the student. All right. We got our book that we love, our book of runes. Give me 1 second while we were honoring those who have passed, right? That's what we're doing. We're also going to do our invocation because we do this every day. God within me, God without. How shall I ever be in doubt? There is no place where I may go and not there see God's face, not know. I am God's vision and God's ears. So through the harvest of my years, I am the sower and the sown. God's self unfolding, God's own. One day I'm just gonna I don't know, tag these things so I know where they are. I think one thing we have to learn how to do also is how to sacrifice. We have to learn the correct form of sacrifice as we are understanding that when we sacrifice, we're cleansing ourselves. When we sacrifice, we are giving something up. It's very important. So here's runes of comfort for the bereaved. I am life and the light and the way. The earth is my garden. Each of the souls I plant as seeds germinates and flowers in its season, and in each I am fulfilled. There is no cause for grief when a blossom fades, but only rejoicing for the beauty it held, and praise that my will is done and my plan is served. I am one with all creatures, and none is ever lost, but only restored to me, having never left me at all. For what is eternal cannot be separated from its source. I am with you all, and each of you is a channel for my light. Feel my love, enfold you now and evermore. So, all right. Positive action. Positive action. Purple. That intuitive third eye, right? That intuitive third eye that we have that's always there. And, we have women's intuition, right? Well, Josh, when you let something go, right? When you let something go, it doesn't mean it's always forever, right? It took me writing a play about having to let something go and letting the cards and the coins and the everything fall where they will. So it's very important that you allow yourself that. Let it fall where it will. That's the way the cookie crumbles, is one of my friends used to say. Um, and you'd be surprised the positive action that can come through that. It might not feel positive at first. It could be something very, very different. But remember, this is a season of love, and we got to, it can't you before you start loving other people, you've got to learn how to love yourself, right? You've got to learn to love yourself. In the here and now, you got to take action. You got to engage the calm, and you got to have that positive action, right? I focus on the beauty in me, and I find silence. I live and honor the present by doing what I can do now. What I cannot change, I let go of and entrust to God, right? I remove my ego. I remove it. I engage my situation and I make it so. I tell people, hey, this is how it is. This is what's going on. Very, very important. Just making sure I'm not missing anybody on the live chat. Hold on. Oh, I guess it's not on there. Huh. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, it is on there. Okay. That's weird. All right. All right. So positive action, taking that positive action. One step at a time. Again, going back to the root chakra. When we start to engage our situation more, and we take that one step at a time, we see the mountain. We see the mountain. So that tells me we got to read something about the earth. So hold on. Let's get some earth power. Let's read about the earth power. Okay. Okay. It's amazing how this stuff works. I'm still blown away every day by how some of this stuff just sort of just falls in my lap. 1 second. I'm trying not to knock over the diffuser. All right, here we go. So we got 4 books here. So I'm just gonna open Earth Magic first. How about that? We'll just open it. Ready? So Meadow, vulnerability. The meadow in this card invites us with its beauty and openness. The flowers have arranged themselves in a poetic design orchestrated by nature, and the lush rolling fields urge us to relax and stay for a while. Yet for some, the idea of being in such an open space is terrifying. In an expansive meadow like this, we may feel exposed and defenseless. So when we're out there, right, this happens a lot in relationships, and you put yourself out there, you're like, I'm so insecure about my lazy eye. And someone says, oh, and they start calling you lazy eye, 24/7. And they think it's funny, but it's not funny because you put yourself out there. Or it's like, oh, I wish I could tie my tie better. Right? And they're like, oh, have you learned how to tie your tie better? Right? Some people would say, oh my goodness, that's like picking on you. Or they'll be like, oh, hard to love. Right? So you have to be aware. So when you open yourself out there, so Joshua, you have to understand that we don't know everybody's life. This is very, very important. If we don't know everybody's life, then we don't know what they're going through, right? You might be like, I know everything. I know color of, I know the color of whatever, or I know everything. I know everything from the top to the bottom. I know everything, but you don't. You don't, because you're not that with that person 24/7. Right? They have that life, and you have to respect that life. It's very, very important that you respect that life and you respect their paths. My wife says you have two paths. You can decide which one you want to take. If you think they're both easy paths, that may not be the case. They may both be difficult paths, but you've got to take one of them. Because if you sit there on your ass, and not do anything, then you're not taking one step at a time. There's no positive action. There's no in the here and now. You're just sitting there like this. I'm sitting here trying to have osmosis. I'm sitting here trying to get osmosis and learn some crazy thing, right? But that's not the case. You can't do that, right? You're not a plant. You're a human being, right? You're not Swamp Thing, right? You're not a plant. You're not going to learn through osmosis. You're going to learn through experience. And you may say, I'm distancing myself. Boom. You hear this a lot in therapy. You're like, if it ain't working, just walk away. Just walk away. Right? Just walk away. The famous Stone Cold quote, I took my ball and I went home. I left a lot of money on the table. Right? I left a lot of money on the table. But I took my ball and I went home. Now that has made Stone Cold, right? He has taught so many people a lesson in the business, right? Of professional storytelling and wrestling. He taught me a big lesson, right? Sometimes it might not be the smartest business decision. And they're not always happy situations. They're not always happy situations. They can be sad situations, right? And you know what you should do, Josh? Josh, this is what I think you should do. And maybe some of the women can tag in here with me. I don't know, but I'm going to say something. Think about that meadow, right? Think about that beautiful meadow. And think about how many fun time memories you had. And then go write about it. Go write about it. Because you have beautiful words too. We all have beautiful words. My family the other night, I had written a poem for my mother, which y'all had read, y'all had heard earlier, and I may do it tonight. Because I finished it. I finished the poem, and we have to take one step at a time, right? You have to hit that reality button, right? You have to hit that reality button that it's real. That the shit has gotten real. It's not real. It's real. Right? You wake up in the morning and it's like I wake up in the morning and the old Saved by the Bell tune. And you try to find the funniness. You try to find, you don't want to be sad, right? I was talking to one of my siblings the other day, and we were talking about technology and how it's great that everybody, puts it on Facebook and puts it on, all this kind of stuff. But the people that you know who have your phone number, right? Who have your phone number, who have your email, right? If you know someone's going through a hard time, come on, guys. It's not hard to get on your meadow, get out in your meadow and make that phone call, right? Make that phone call. I know that we're talking about meta universes and we're talking about all these different things, but y'all, we just had a great Super Bowl halftime show, right? With no scandals, right? We had some great signs of togetherness, right? Eminem, say what you want to say about Eminem, besides being one of the greatest rappers of all time, was told not to kneel by the NFL apparently, and he did kneel because he's Eminem. And I thought, say what you want to say about it. I think that says something about conviction. Disagree, agree, doesn't matter. says something about conviction, putting your relationship first, your relationship with the people, your relationship with the people. Taking that one step at a time, having a positive action, right? Being the lamb to the slaughter, right? People are going to be like, why did he do that? Because he's Eminem. Because he's Eminem. But that show was great, and I applaud Pepsi and I applaud the NFL. I'm not a big sports guy, but I watched that show. I had to ask my wife who Kendrick Lamar was. I know I'm old. But I'm going to finish this real quick. So you may feel exposed and defenseless. And that's Joshua, you may have felt like that. You may have felt like you had come out there and been like, I'm giving my heart to you. And not even a lovey way, in a good way, in a friendship way. I'm giving my heart to you. And they're like, I don't want your heart. I don't need your heart. Right? That happens. And you have to learn how to let that shit go. My wife is a genius when it comes to this. She can cut people off quick. And that's not knocking Virginia. It is a gift. Right? It is a gift. She knows when to walk away. Right? My dumb ass to be like, hey, how you doing? Hey, like a dog, like, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to make y'all laugh. I'm trying to laugh. All right. Because it's hard being vulnerable right now. I'm just not. It's hard. So let's see what the next card is. Right. Freedom through faith. Freedom through faith. And so we have, again, the blue. So we have our voice. We have our voice. And it says, I calm my thoughts. So we go back to the calms. We go back to the heart. Always go back to the heart. Go back to the heart and say, I calm myself. I bring in the light and the love and source and God and creative. And I bring that force in and I say, Lord, or I say, universe, or I say, hey, whatever's up there, Buddha. Whatever you want, whatever you feel, whatever you need, whatever makes you put the relationship first with your creator, with your source. That's what's important. Don't let somebody tell you, hey, because I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing this and I'm doing that I'm right and you're wrong, because that's not the truth. That's not the truth. Your truth is your truth. It might not be the right truth, but it is your truth. When I was writing that play and I had to understand that feelings and emotions that I had for years and years and years and years were just, it was like Hellraiser, right? Like, pain, right? And then I had this great teacher said, write what you know, damn it. Don't write what you don't know. Write what you know. And then he said, when you write what you know, you might not like it. You might look at yourself and be like, I wish I was going through osmosis today. Like you wishing that you were just learning through it, just soaking into your body and not having the experience, because the experience hurts so much. So freedom through faith. I calm my thoughts and rise above fear. There's a great book called Art and Fear, I believe. If you haven't read it, it's a great book. I think that's what it's called. I'll look and get it back to y'all. I free myself of all doubt by entrusting my doubts to God, to Source, to Creator, to my person I answer to. And the reason why I say that, I'm a God-fearing man. I'm a Catholic. I haven't been practicing for a while, but when mortality comes in, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, you would think COVID would have done it. You've been like, some shit's going down. Don't know what it is, but some shit's going down. Then I'd be like, oh, going to the church house, I'm already married. Going to the church house, going to find saving, right? But I didn't do that. But when you look at the person who brought you into this world and took you and allowed you to believe in your own magic and to be that courageous rebel. And you see this person who was nonstop fighting, right? I had a really good friend tell me that your mother was a maid, took all the risk that she possibly could for us so that we could be safe and make memories. And you don't get that all the time. Parents don't do that. You know, my parents like, you didn't come to my house. I got work and shit, right? My parents didn't have to do that. My parents were older. They had raised 5 kids before. And y'all know the story. My grandparents raised me. They adopted me from their firstborn daughter. And they taught me faith. They taught me mystery. They taught me love of storytelling. They taught me that you have freedom through faith. And you can have faith in whatever you want. There's not someone here and there who's going to say, hey, that's not right. Now, they might say, I don't agree with you, but the old acting, it's so funny, me and Virginia were talking about this yesterday. There's an old acting rule. You may be given a direction, right? And you're like, that's not my character, right? And depending on where you are in the call sheet and the numbers, or where you are in the cast, you have to, pick your battles. What foxhole are you gonna stick your head out and be like a groundhog, right? Right? Or what's it, gopher? Ding! And see where everything's going. You gotta pick that time, and you gotta pick your battles, right? You gotta pick when you're gonna show your vulnerability, right? Stone Cold. As much as he was a badass, right? He stuck his neck out. And when you believe in something, that's important. And who knows how many times people have heard him talk about what he did, right? I turned, like, yesterday, I got in the car. It was so cool. It's how cool Virginia is, all right? I'm going to tell you how cool my wife is. She said, today, you just tell me what you need. And I got in the car, and she had the Stone Cold podcast on with Vince McMahon, because she knows Vince McMahon is one of my biggest idols. Because Virginia was in the here and now. And she knew positive action was going to help me. Virginia's not the biggest wrestling fan in the world, right? But she knows that it's a nostalgia thing that helps me. The pain that I was feeling, all the fears that I was feeling, all that dissipated. I was going to sit there and talk with my family about plans to for my mother's services, and she knew that I needed love, and I needed distraction. She's like, watch movies all day, do whatever you want to do. What do you want of me? I call it the New Hampshire thing. How can I help? How can I help? So when we are vulnerable, just think about that. I have my cross here, right? We all have a cross to bear, right? And then I have the knife, right? Again, cutting those cords, right? Going back to dragon energy, balance, right, Anne-Marie? Right. So for others, walking through a meadow can be exquisitely satisfying experience. We can feel comfortable in the openness and visibility. A lot of people who are voyeurs, right? Exhibitionists, not voyeurs. Exhibitionists, right? Who are just show, right? Just show. They feel free. We can feel comfortable in the openness and visibility, enjoying the 360 degrees view with nothing but the sky above. Yes, we may still feel vulnerable, but with a twist. This is vulnerability built on the foundation. And someone talked about foundation earlier, so kudos to you, of the trust rather than fear. The capacity to trust our own instincts to tell us if there are any potential threats we must respond to. By relying on this instinctual knowing, we can relax and enjoy the beauty that surrounds us. You are in a place now where you can take risk with your feelings. And even more important, take risk with the truth of who you are, the truth you know in your heart and soul. You no longer need to be subjected to your conditioned fears of letting others know who you really are. So I want to say that again because I think everybody needs to hear this. You are now in a place where you can take risk with your feelings, and even more important, take risk with the truth of who you are, the truth you know in your heart and soul. You no longer need to be subjected to your conditioned fears of letting others know who you really are. Wow. You no longer need to be subjected to your conditioned fears of letting others know who you really are. Meadow. And I just clicked to new moon, and new moon's a sign of promise. And we talk about renewal with the promise that our desires will come to fruition. Grandmother Moon initiates another lunar cycle, moving from darkness to fullness and back again over approximately 1 month. Her promise of what is to come is embedded in the first glimmer of her light as she emerges from behind the curtain of darkness that had recently encompassed her. It's a promise that has been kept for as long as she has existed. This is a time to launch a project, a new relationship, or renew something that has been put aside for a later date, with your intentionness and willingness to allow a full cycle to complete itself. That which you desire will manifest. The seed of the idea is ready to emerge from darkness of your subconscious into full awareness. The next step is to put into action what is required to fully realize the idea. Isn't that amazing? The seed of that idea is ready to emerge from the darkness of your subconscious into your full awareness. The next step is to put into action what's required to fully realize the idea. It's just beautiful. I'm going to finish with this right here because I apologize for the snot sound. Summer solstice. That's the last one from the Earth book. The word solstice originates from the Latin word solstium, which means stationary or stopped. Stiti is sun. And sun. This is because twice during the solar year, the sun appears to rise and set in the same place for several days. It seems to be taking a much needed rest before making the next circuit across the sky from one solstice to the next. It is ceaseless, predictable certainty have existed since before the time of our ancestors. There are stories in many cultures that personify the sun as a deity, either male or female, often riding the sun across the sky in a boat or chariot. Helios, for our Greek god friend over here. With the summer solstice comes the culmination of the sun's travels that have led to the longest days of the year. The light is now at its fullest and has provided its own brand of nourishment to the land and all of its inhabitants. Celebrations and ceremonies abound. Passion and playfulness are themes. We feel an innate desire to be outdoors in the natural world and reap the benefits of the longest days of the year. We instinctively seek the light, and during the cycle, there's an abundance of it. Let the radiance of the sun inspire your inner radiance to shine forth. Release your concerns about what may happen in the future and focus on appreciating everything you have that is good and right. Allow Father, Mother, Source to take away your worries and cares. Do something physically active to stimulate your inner light. Dance, sing. Dance and sing. Dance and sing. Bring that joy and that life in, baby. Dance and sing. Dance and sing. But most important, get outdoors. Do not let any negative thoughts or habits stop you. And they will. They will try so hard to get in there and stop you. They'll try to stop you. When you're in love with life, you naturally radiate that love. So love your life, right? Don't love the lies that you tell yourself that is your life, right? Love the life, love the actual truth, the here and now. When you're in love with life, you naturally radiate that love. During this part of your cycle, your capacity to love is greatly amplified. And one of the supreme ironies of life, the more love you give, the more it returns to you. That's the same thing with money. I'm going to tell you, I didn't believe this shit. Again, my wife, Virginia, genius. Um, I was just hoarding money, right? I was hoarding money. And she was like, you got to, and my mother-in-law, Mama Grace, is also just an amazing woman. She's like, money is a tool. It has to be used. If you're saving it for a certain thing, you've set in that intention, right? You're setting that intention. You've thrown the ingredients in your cauldron, quote unquote, right? And you're waiting for it to simmer and boil over, right? Then that's different. But if you're just hoarding for hoarding's sake, that's not healthy, right? You have to let go. You have to let God. You have to let go of that ego. You have to let go of that fear, right? You have to let go. You have to let go. You've got to put your relationship first, right? That balance. You've got to dance and sing, remember? You've got to have that freedom for that faith, right? It starts by allowing the radiant being you truly are to be expressed into the world. Smile a little more. Notice the beauty of nature. You're so beautiful and so amazing. Share it more. See the humor and the paradoxes of life. Let me tell you, me and Virginia can tell you stories. Show your love, especially to those with whom you are the closest. Wow. Then smile even more and watch how the world around you lights up. This is Earth Magic. This is a great card deck. It's from Stephen D. Farmer. I highly recommend it. Highly, highly recommend it if you are anywhere associated with Earth energies. If you have time, great little deck. Anything Stephen D. Farmer has is amazing. I'm being called to read the poem that I wrote for my mother. Is that okay with y'all? Is that all right? And that's how we'll close the night out. Because this is in honor of her, and I just want to do it. Okay, it's long, but you know, are y'all ready? If I get emotional, I apologize. But we all have to face it, right? If we don't face it, then we're hiding. Well, you got to face it. And I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be writing. I wouldn't be talking. And I wouldn't be telling stories. So, like y'all heard half of this the other week, but I got the message that I was supposed to write this when I was in a clear mind, and not like this. And I have yet to really cry. So if I start bawling, I apologize. This is for everybody who has lost someone. This is for everyone who wishes they could have said goodbye. Give me 1 second while I wipe my nose so I don't look like a snot nose, spoiled little brat. All right, here we go. Nearing the light. Today is the same for some and different for others. Today is or could be a day for one to celebrate a new life, or maybe to remember and revere a life well lived. Today, no matter what, remember you can't take it with you when you go. But it may also be a day where when you when you leave and a kind soul says, I don't need that old thing anymore. If you want it, take it. Today is a day where you cry 1,000 tears of sadness because you're bringing life into this world, or you're witnessing the body no longer hold the soul's glow. Today is a day you had tasted the forbidden ambrosia of your life for the first time or the last. Today is a day when you look to one side of your lover's bed and let it all just sink in like a soothing jelly that cools your aches and pains and polishes your rough edges smooth like a tumbled stone. Today is a day when you look over and see the indention of their place like a fingerprint in the disrupted jelly sandwich you have just made. Today is a day someone says, you're welcome to come in and go up and say hello. And for some, it will be a day when you're rejected from participating. Today is the day you will say hello for the first time. That may lead to a lifetime of legacies lived. Today is a day you may say goodbye for the last time. Today is a day you dreamed would come true, and all you did was work and blinked a couple of times, and it was no longer a dream but a reality. Or maybe today is that day you begin to dream of something new. So get to it and begin and learn something new. Today is the day you answered the call and everything changed. Today is the day you hung it up for good so you can live the rest of your life remembering and living the good, the bad, and the different times that will make the hell of a mosaic of life illustrated and defined. Or today, you may just say, damn, baby, I lived a life and loved it too. Today is the day your lover said yes. Today. And you said, really? In your inside voice? Today you are aware. Today you were brave. Today you were scared. Today you were fearless. Today you were fruitful. Today you packed up your childhood home, walked it a dozen times over, and cried 1,000 tears for the memory you lived, loved, laughed, and languished over. You would think you lived there 1,000 years. Today is the day your son or daughter looked at you for the first time and really noticed you with his or her crescent blue moon eyes and a smile accompanying his or her blue wolf howls. Today is the day that same child creates another child. Today is a day of legacy in life. Today is a day you get the greatest of calls or the worst of calls. Today's the day everything is built, or maybe the day where everything feels like it's shattered, like those thousands of prism diamond tears that ran down your face as you ran down those stairs of your youth for one last time. Today is a day of wine and roses, or maybe sentiment, spirit, and sermons. Today is a day the writer writes, the actor plays, the singer sings, the dancer dances, or painter paints for the first or last time. Today is a day you hear the bells toll for the celebration, or they may toll for thee, or someone you will miss dearly, for what you believe is an eternity. Today is the day you made love for the first time, with the right one at the right moment. Today is the day, remember that today, last year, was the saddest day you could have ever pondered into perspective. You sit in your slider chair looking at life and asking, how did I forget his or her death day? The day where, like water down a sink, drowned his or her pain, spiraled into the abyss. The flesh and bones, just a shell, no longer a home to the soaring soul. You ask yourself, how could I forget? How could I forget? The answer is I have deduced that life and its miraculous mysteries of marvel moments, those good, those great, those bad, terrible, and damn no good days, they all make the abstract yet adventurous acclaimed production called life. Today, to some, they will enter the stage front and center, or they may sneak in stage left through a trap door, or 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 they may get a swan song and make their grand exit or their quiet exit, or may get an exit conducted by spirit. Today is a day, tomorrow is tomorrow, the next day is the next. Every day, good, great, bad, terrible, indifferent, is a day with entrances and exits and tears and laughs. Today is a day I hope I never forget, but today is damn sure not my last. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Beyond that is my station and my train. I can't wait to hold my lover, see my silver-haired sister, and enjoy a Jim Beam and Coke while my waiting half sips on his Jack on the Rocks, with Moby Dick plopped on his Santa Claus stomach, waiting for him to read. Today is a day I speak for the living, the dead, and the little miracles. To move on, you have to first move. To let go, you must let loose that ego. To seek, you must first surrender. To fall, you must first be up. Today is a day we all wish you well. Maybe that's why spirits are said to leave coins. We have plenty of wells to explore. Worry not, there will be no more expectations. Those can just ruin happiness where we are headed. You'll be young, you'll be old, and then you'll think you're younger than you are. Growing old is great and terrible and everything in between. In the beginning and all throughout your life, you grow. And then in the end, some of you believe we float, to each his own. Only you will ever know. So off we go into the space in between, the light and the night. Will you see the moon radiate? Will you see the sun shine? Will you hear the heart beat and the wind sing? There I will always be, near to the light. Near I am to you always. You see, and I leave you with this nugget from a man with a cane and a long beard of Minnesota snow. Today is a day to treasure. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. Now onward and upward, remember, some say we float. Greatness abounds, soaking up the humanity is where heaven will always be found. Thank you, Mother. All right. So I said, let me find it. My mom taught me how to believe in your own magic. Right? Now, she would never have said those words, right? But she believe in yourself. And we're all magical. We're all miracles. So we're all amazing, like Spider-Man, right? That's the great thing about Peter Parker, right? He's your neighborhood superhero, right? He gets bit by a spider and learns with great power comes great responsibility. And we have a responsibility to this world. We have a responsibility to love. We have a responsibility to take positive action, to step forth. We have a responsibility to kneel if we need to. We have a responsibility to call out and say, that's not right. We have a responsibility to be that rebel. We have that responsibility to love and care for the people. We had that responsibility. We had that responsibility to hold our lovers tight, right? Without saying a word, because we know them. They know us. We have the responsibility to take them dancing, even when we can't dance. So here's our first card. Morning, the world awaits you. The world awaits you. If you look at this card, you'll see there's a window, right? And you'll see there's a dolphin, right? And when we know anything from last week, the dolphin, we're talking about rhythms. We're talking about song. Again, going back to dance. Outside is an ocean. And that picture, it's not light and trees, it's an ocean. It's depth. The world is full of depth. The world is full of mystery. And we have to learn how to go down and understand those treasures. I love watching the History Channel. I watch The Curse of Oak Island. If y'all have not watched that, just watch it from first season. You see how great it is. Great storytelling. And history. They make wood interesting. When you can make wood interesting, finding wood interesting, that That is a talent, right? That's a talent. But if you look at this card, right, she's wearing yellow. She's creating. She's waking up and she's saying, I'm creating. I'm embracing. I'm in the here and now. I'm waking up. Some people don't know how to wake up. They don't know how to wake up. They rather stay asleep. They rather stay asleep. And we have to, this happens a lot with depression. I went through it. When my father died, I was asleep, quote unquote, for about 3 years. And I was just on autopilot. Click. And then I got out of it. I had people who cared and loved me and said, hey, 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 knocking on me like I was made of wood, like I was Pinocchio, like I had a cricket inside me. Trying to find that light, and putting that gasoline and like lighting that match. And when you light that match the first time, it hurts, it burns because you're not used to it. You're not used to waking up. You become accustomed to sleep. The Matrix, if you have not seen The Matrix, the original Matrix, I highly recommend it, just for the art of storytelling in general. Raindrops, take a chance on them. Here you have an umbrella. You have two friends, right? You have two friends. I'm singing in the rain, right? I'm singing in the rain. And you have what looks like fairies around them, right? And this umbrella is not, it's covering them, but it's not like a big umbrella. It's a smaller umbrella. But they have each other. And they have what looks like fairies or angels, guardian angels, and blue, beautiful water coming down, right? And so we're cleansing ourselves. We're cleansing ourselves of our iniquities. We're cleansing ourselves of our stressors, of our resentments, of our angers, of our rages, of our resentments. The resentments, you get a lot of. That's what I had. I had more resentment in my body because I felt that if I didn't have this, if this wouldn't have happened, then I would have lived this life. Right? It took me a long time to realize that I was given a blessing. I was given a blessing. I got to come home. I got to be with my mother for 13 years, right? I got to live with her and hear her stories, right? And now I'm so grateful. Now I'm like, I wish I could go back in time. Wish I had like the Marty McFly, the car, the DeLorean. And so I could go back and tell myself, be like, hey, let me tell you this. This right here is important. This right here is going to change. This right here is going to help you so much. This right here is going to allow you to get in different circumstances where you meet the love of your life and you get a family and you get closer to your family and you become a father. And at that time, I'd probably need to be picked up and be like, what? Father? What? To do that, I have to have a wife, or, somebody. But it's true. We have to pick ourselves up, and it's hard. It's hard. As writers, we get to go into the imaginary world. Meisner used to say, acting is living life truthfully under imaginary circumstances. And as a writer, when we're writing, and as a holistic worker, when we're helping people navigate their path, right? And we're trying our best to help them understand the messages that are coming, because we're just a vehicle. We're just a vehicle. It's a lot of times I tell people, a lot of times people will get messages like back in the day with cable, and it's all snowy, right? And then we come in, holistic workers come in, light workers come in, and we're like the rabbit ears, or we're like the cable plug, and we're like, oh, hey, here you go. It's a little bit more clear, maybe, but might be in Spanish for some people, or it might be a little different because everybody is different. Everybody may need to have that static, right? It may be too much, right? I can tell you, I've seen readings when I was training, and people when they get information and they think they're prepared for it, they're like, oh, but because this other person had no idea who they were, right? Had no backstory, no nothing, right? And they know it, it freaks them out. The unknown freaks people out. The magic within each of us freaks us out. It does. It's not, it's hard. It's hard to understand. It's very hard to understand. It's very hard to understand. Um, a lot of people feel like they are sometimes this um, the villain. Um, and when they want to be the hero, you can always rewrite your story. You can always rewrite your story. Can't tell you how many scripts I have that are in those, circular files. Some people call it circular files, trash cans. Not me, cycle. That's what I call it. Cycle file. So I can go in and be like, oh, I wrote this when I was 15. I'm now almost 40. What is this going to be? Like, what nuggets was I when I was 15, right? Because you don't have that a lot, right? I was blessed, like I said, my mother and my father always wanted me to be a man for all seasons and gave me every opportunity for that and gave me the freedom. And a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people's parents are pushing them to make all A's and do this and play football and play that. My family, my parents were like, your course, your path. Um, and, very much what I would call like owl knowledge, neither good nor bad, right? The owl's going to do what the owl's going to do. The night eagle's going to do what the night eagle's going to do. That's your path. That's no one else's path. That's yours. We'll give you the keys. There's some doors. You decide what door you want to open and you want to investigate and study and explore. And what you do in there, that's your business. But if you get hurt or you do something stupid, um, that's on your ass, not on us. We'll be there and we will love you unconditionally. But accountability is key. So if you feel yourself and you think you're the villain, then you're the villain. You know yourself better than anybody, but you can change that. Vader changed, right? Darth Vader changed. And I know that's a made up character, but it's a story. And a lot of people relate to that kind of things. I was this and then I changed, right? I talk about Saul. Saul's going to persecute the Christians and then he gets hit by this light. Boom. Why do you persecute me? Right? Why do you and Saul becomes Paul and Paul becomes one of the greatest, um, people in the Bible, right? So if you think you're just a villain, and if you see here too, the woman is by the ocean as well. And remember, the first card we had was the ocean was outside. So even when you go outside, it can get scary, right? That ocean can get scary. But remember, heaven is found in our humanity. Heaven is found in our humanity. And when we're going onward and upward and we're embracing that greatness, right? And we're soaking up that humanity, right? We're soaking up heaven. Now, it took my mother passing for me to realize that's where heaven is found. That heaven is found in our humanity. Escapist. Come home to yourself. Now, here we have a lot of red and yellow and purple. And so that tells me that we have to really use our third eye. Even when we escape, we have to intuitively know why we are escaping. It never hurts to go away. Joshua talked about this earlier. He had to pull away for his health, for him, right? But here's the secret. It's also going to be for her. Or somebody else will watch this, and it may be for that him or her, right? When people share their life, you'd be so surprised how many people are in that same boat in some capacity, in some way. It may be a job, it may be or a relationship. It could be all kinds of different things. But as long as we remember that we have magic within us, that we have that power, that we have that power to have that positive action, and we live in the here and the now, and we take that action. Well, Joshua, a lot of people are afraid of going outside. And Anne-Marie says sometimes. Okay, so that's another thing. We'll get on the Rebel card real quick. Because I love that deck so much. I haven't used it in a long time either. So here we go. Give me a second. I know we're almost out of time. Make sure Greg has a special show on tonight, I believe. So, all right. This is a great deck. This deck saved me on so many times, I can't even tell you. So if you're doing readings, right, and you have that person who is, I call it a disruptor, or someone who is, you just feel like they're calling for a session, and people investigating do this too. I tell people to use their cards before an investigation. Get an idea. Ask universe. Ask source. I can't tell you how many investigations I'm like, nope, not doing it. Nope, not doing it. Nope, 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 nope. All right, going beyond the normal. Right? You see that? Going beyond the normal. When we look at that, we see that light bulb, right? And the ideas. And sometimes your ideas may not appear like they are normal to everyone else. I can tell you stories. People are like, I'm not sure about what you're saying. My wife and a few of my other friends have a saying, set the knees. They only a few people speak it. And I'll say one thing, and it'll take my friend either Richard or my other friend or my wife Virginia to be like, oh, this is what he means. Because I know what I'm saying. I'm there. I'm living in it now. But it may not be understood by everybody. There's a lot of buttons here. And buttons are a symbol for me of connection and tying things up, button things up. In acting, we call it a button. My good friend Ed Galehouse was on a show, and he was on The Rookie not too long ago. And I saw that he put a button on the end of his scene. He had a beginning, a middle, and an end on this character. I was like, this character I want to see more of. That's when you know the character's good. Even when you have just a little scene, just a little bitty scene, right? And you want to watch it more and more and more. That's amazing. When you're working in investigating and you put a button at the end of that investigation, you're like, hey, okay, and you've dotted all your I's, crossed all your T's. You've gone through, you've asked the right questions because you've done the research. You've listened. You've listened to the client, or you've listened to the curator, or you've done your work with your cards, or you've done your whatever modality you have, and you have something there, so you can have that foundation, which we talked about a little earlier, right? So going beyond the normal. Now look who decided to show up. Owl. Isn't that crazy? That's what you call amazing. After the storm. Wow. Wow. So you have this beautiful sun, this beautiful light source. You have this white owl of celestial energy, of heaven energy. You have the night eagle, as he's called. And he has one of Metatron's symbols, which is great. Again, you can read different things. People say, oh, that's not Metatron's symbol. That's this, that's that. But a lot of times I've seen Metatron with this in his hand. But he's holding this. I mean, look how beautiful that is. Well, thank you, Joshua. That means the world to me. Oh, Pandora's gift. So Pandora's gift. What does that mean to us? We all know about Pandora, right? She opened the box. The only thing left was hope. And we have to understand that when hope is left, we have to say, hey, hope, I'm here. Reach out my hand. And we're gonna work together. We're going to hope for a better life. When I was holding my mom's hand this past week, and I just held it real tight, and I said, I love you. She grabbed it really hard. And I just felt hope course through my body. Right? The ancients gave you so much, but they give it to you in spurts. And sometimes they don't even say a word. They don't say a word. It's an action, right? It's that positive action. It's not negative. It's that positive action. Because you're not expecting it. My mom used to say, if you have, she used the biblical, expectations will ruin your happiness. If you have expectations of people, places, or things, well, guess what? Your happiness is going to be ruined. Don't have those expectations. Just accept everyone. Accept this, that, these, and those. And just live in that moment. Live in that positive moment. Have that present action, right? My mom would cook for a horde of people, right? And she would have these huge celebrations, but it wasn't for her. She wasn't doing it for her. She was doing it for everyone else. She was doing it for everyone else. So, yeah. Where's Greg? Is Greg on? He's usually on. So, yeah. Restore and replenish. Restore and replenish. Right? And when we restore and replenish ourselves, we start to understand that life is more intense. Oh yeah, Joshua, she was great. She's a great cook. Great cook. All right. In the world, not of the world. In the world, not of the world. So you have all these fishes. You have this person embracing and have this huge flow. I'm doing great, Dawn. I have a great team of people who love me and are taking care of me and are checking on me. And well, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. I don't know why I keep thinking I'm going over. Am I going over my time? Have I gone over my time? I'm on till 10, right? My head's just somewhere else. Okay, thanks. I have 16 minutes, baby. Is that what you're saying? All right. So, how about some messages from Spirit for y'all? Y'all ready? Give me 1 second. All right. So, someone's mom was a gardener. Like my mom, she had a green thumb. And it says, trust, love, and appreciate yourself. Show respect for you. So this feels like someone is out there and they're saying that you are doing respecting everyone else, but you're not respecting yourself. And you got to learn how to respect yourself first. Well, the fact, Linda, that you recovered is what's important. Let me see, Joshua. Hold on. Did your brother watch G.I. Joe? Did y'all watch G.I. Joe together? Or play with G.I. Joes? It's the first thing that came to my head. Did you say from or for? I keep seeing G.I. So, Chris, I feel that you have a sense of you're working through some cycle energy. I don't know what it is with you and a bike. I keep going from biking. I see a mountain. Um, I don't know. It feels like there's something about nature in you. You're going from a bike on like in a gym, right, to then like a bike out in this nature thing. It feels more about you escaping. You're trying to find an escape, and you're going through different processes of how to escape. Um, and there's an older man, Chris, who let me see. Whose father worked at a convenience store or a store? I'm seeing like a wood table, like a wood thing, like this, and he's standing there, and it looks like a convenience store, but like an old country convenience store. Chris, is that you? Okay. Um, so you do work at a convenience store? Okay. Um, there's a person that is at that store, a spirit energy, an older man who is helping you at the store. Um, and I feel like he has his different. One second, Joshua. I feel that there's a because I'm seeing him look at you. I think it's Bob. I think it's Bob. Is it Bob? I feel like it's Bob. Did Bob have something for trees? Did Bob like trees? Something about maybe a hunter, maybe something to that effect. Um, very he's very blue collar. Bob was, I think, very blue collar. And Joshua, let me think about this Shane and Billy situation. So when you said that, I saw two hands connect. Uh, so Shane and Billy, I believe, when I saw, I don't want to say for sure, but I feel like there's some kind of connection, there's some kind of partnership. We will light the path to new possibilities for your future. So stay aware. So lighting a candle for Chris and Joshua, I think that both is going to help you focus when you're confused or when you feel that there's things out there that are bothering you. Just light a candle and look into the light and say, "Hey, universe, God, Creator, um, Spirit Team, people who I love and who love me. Um, if you can help me out, that'd be great." So they don't want you to be an escapist, though. They don't want you to always escape being the person trying to escape. They want you to engage a situation. Don't always stay behind the desk. Don't stay behind the counter. You got to get out. You got to get out and you got to embrace. If you stay behind the counter, right, then no one's ever going to see that you have legs. And they got to see you're standing up for yourself. They got to see you're standing. Cannot always, right? So that girl situation is going to be more about you and how you want to embrace who you are. Again, put the relationship first. Put the relationship first. Don't put yourself first. Put the relationship first. So you have to, if you stay behind a counter, all they're going to see is this. They're not going to see you. And they have to see you. They have to see all of you. So that means also to me that you have to start sharing. You start being more vulnerable. You have to go to that whole meadow energy. So maybe go out and find a meadow, go find a mountain, go find someplace, water. I think it's going to be really important for you. So there's a grandmother here who liked the beach. And she says, we know that you always feel alone, but you're not alone. We're there for you. This woman was very much a self-starter. She would wear a bikini even when she probably shouldn't wear a bikini. But she embraced who she was. She knew who she was. Oh, Chris, anytime. And she had a great voice. She knew how to speak. I don't know. This might be for somebody who was watching this later on. But I feel I think someone's about to someone's going on a cruise. Someone might be thinking about going on a cruise, going out into the ocean. I feel some people are going out to the ocean, or thinking about it. And that's going to be good for you. It's going to be great for you. You think you're reluctant because of the corona and all that kind of stuff, but I think it's going to be really good for you. Might be like a Disney cruise, maybe. It feels like there's something there where it's more than just a cruise. So if that's something that you're thinking about doing, I would highly recommend it. I think there's like a historical route that you're going to go on. You might be like in Mexico, might be like on the Caribbean or something. I don't know. It's you're going to see historical places. So that's good. A lot of beach stuff is coming up. So a lot of people need to understand that you're going to start focusing now on your positive energies, right? So we're going to wrap it up because we're almost done. So we're going to focus on the here and now, and then we're going to have freedom through faith. We're not going to be escapist. We're not going to be villains. We're going to dance in the rain. We're going to say good morning and good night. And we're going to say, I love you, all right. We're going to honor those every night with that positive action, all right. We're going to embrace our calm. And we're going to say, I love it all. We're going to live in the here and now. And we're going to have it all. Because I am the light. I always have hope. No matter the ordeal. I have faith in a better future. I turn darkness into light. I open my heart to others and to God and to Source. I'm spiritually strong. I'm physically strong. I'm mentally strong. I draw light to me and shine with all my being. So onward and upward, and greatness abounds, and soak up that humanity, because that's where heaven is found. Thank you all so much for your time, your light, your love, your support. Please like and share this video with your friends, your foes, your countrymen, your colleagues. Say, hey, there's this guy. He's pretty funny. He's entertaining too. There's some stuff. You might like it, you might not. Make sure you put in the comments what you like, what you want me to talk about in the future. Email me at theeccentricmedium@gmail.com or sundayswithsuits@gmail.com. Thank you all for your love. Thank you for letting me read my poem. I say it different ways. To you all, you are amazing. Y'all are beautiful. We had a great night tonight. It was a great Super Bowl halftime show. I feel like the rest of February, March, April, May, June, and July, I think some really great things are going to be happening for a lot of people. And I really appreciate everyone who comes in and stays tuned. Don't be afraid to shoot me an email, guys. Say, hey, Suitsy, I have a question. Can you say, hey, I might not have an answer, right? I might not have an answer, but I'm open to the universe. Hope you are too. I'm discovering my worth and my abilities. I have confidence in my value and my potential. I reclaim my inner power. I accept and love myself completely. Thus, I'm open to divine light of the universe. Interact with your life and look at that vitality. Isn't that amazing? Linda says, interact with life and vitality. I'm the being of light. I accept the divine energy in my body, and every one of my cells regenerates. So, thank you all again so much for tuning in. Sundays with Suits. Here's Greg. Greg's having a special show. Greg, tell him what you're doing tonight. He's doing an investigation. Some amazing stuff is going on. Greg, I think you're going to have some interesting stuff happening. I think there's oh, my mom and my dad are here. I can feel them ever present. My dad was like, get your ass to your vlog. Get your ass. We're here. We're there. So work to be done. Work to be done. So thank y'all so much. God bless. Light and love. Uga Sooth. Healing is life. Life is healing. Be the change so we can transform. We can roll. We can rock. And we can be. Make sure you're supporting everybody in the Things Network. Making sure you're creating and you're having life and love. Making sure you honor yourself and you honor love. And you learn how to receive love and learn how to give love. And don't be afraid if some people don't know how to receive it or give it. Just give it time and have faith. Everything happens in due time. Uga Sooth, y'all stay tuned next for Greg as he does a special show, I believe. You're doing an investigation, right, Greg? Is that right? I think he's doing it. I think that's what I heard. I could be wrong. All right. God bless. Love you all.